So it's off to Mountain Col de la Bonnette. Promises to be very good. One of Europe's 10 best streets for motorcycling. And this starts day 12. And I've already got my sweater on because it's gonna get cold. Over and out. I must say it is very expensive to drive the toll roads in France, but they certainly deliver. Luxurious 6-lane highway, brand new parking spots like this, rest stops, every 10 kilometers or so. Really beautiful with shade and and facilities and everything else. They really do deliver. So I just drove through Nice. We're now getting into the mountains. And it is very impressive that in Nice, just like in California, on your right side the street goes right by the ocean, and on your left side you see the glaciers. So you could, just like in California, go skiing in the morning and swimming in the ocean in the afternoon. So I'm looking forward to this. Col de la Bonnette is now only 10 kilometers away. I'm about 1400 meters and change high. I still have to go double the height. The tree line is coming soon. And the website was absolutely right. This is one of the most exciting roads in Europe. So we are now 2085 meters high. And I must say, this is one of the most exciting mountain roads I've ever driven. And I have driven a lot. I mean, in Spain, of course, this year, then Switzerland, Italy, French Alps, in the Rocky Mountains. And this is the most curvy and exciting ride of mountain driving. Holy moly. Very nice. Wow, temperature is starting to drop dramatically. As you know, it's about 1 degree per 100 meters, and we're now about 2400 meters high, so it's 24 Celsius less than on the bottom. So I'm starting to feel it. I started to pummel up, and if it gets much lower I will also put my long johns on. So over and out. Well, here we are, almost on top. The last 100 meters need to be hiked. This is as high as you can drive. Wow. Well, this is as far as it goes, Simmy. We gotta climb the rest. I gotta climb the rest. There's this little round dell up there to be. So I shall attempt to get up there and take a nice photo up there. Well, I've done about half of it. It's about another 50 meters of climbing left. But I must say I can feel the thin air in the rather steep climbing. This is not a good combination. Still gotta make it up there. Alright, I made it to the top. As you can see, there's no peak higher around us than where I am. There's an icy wind up here. And what I'm going to do, I haven't figured out yet how to put photos into the video, so I'm gonna hold each shot. I'm gonna go sort of turn a circle and hold each shot for 10 seconds, and you too can contemplate the beauty of God's creation. And so right down there to the right of that silver car is little Simmy. And now I'll move to the next direction. And here is the geo plaque, as it's called, the marker. Over and out. And here a bit of snow. Always nice to see snow in July. And here you can see a little bit of that mountain pass all the way down there. It really is one of the most exciting drives for mountain biking. That's motorcycling. And I must say, as I'm marching down the hill again, it is very nice up here because it's not commercialized. There's no store, there's not even a toilet or anything. There's no guardrails either. I'll show you on the way down a few spots where without guardrails it goes straight down a kilometer. It's very impressive. You're really kind of sort of at your own risk. And from most of the mountain paths that I have driven on the top, it's always so commercialized and it's no fun. You don't really feel the mountains for all the stores and trinkets that you can buy and pizza shops and whatnot. This is so far quite singular from what I have seen, and very much appreciated. And so you can enjoy this beauty that surrounds you all by yourself here. It's quite something. So we're gonna do something fun together. We are now pushing together the Take Me Home button on the GPS. That's always a nice point on journeys like this. My record on the Take Me Home button was in Death Valley, and I pushed it also with video on. The record is still there on the internet, and it was thinking and thinking and thinking, and then it melted in Death Valley. It said too long to calculate. I can get you half the way home. And so that was the one and only time in my life that I managed to melt the GPS. So I don't think this will happen at this point. My guess is about 1200 kilometers home, something like this. We shall see. We'll do it together. All right, so we fire it up and we do Zieleingabe, and there's the little housey, nach Hause or take me home. It's thinking. It's not quite sure where it is. It knows I'm on a road. It couldn't find it here. I had to take my cell phone to guide me here. It didn't know this place. So that's why it's thinking fairly long. 65, 69, 71, 82%. Okay. Well, here comes the result. Uh-oh. Let's see.
Auf die Straße fahren.
All right. Does it have any kilometers for us? Nine, no alternatives. Oh, 960 kilometers. So I should be home by tomorrow night, maybe, with some luck, depending how the mountain bikes go, the mountain roads. Well, this is Turin after all. And of course you would have some Nutella crepes. I shall have one. All right, Simmy and I are having now a Nutella crepe in Turin, which fits right into my collection of a Salisbury steak in Salisbury, or a Vienna schnitzel in Vienna, or a Texas toast in Texas. So let's see what a Nutella crepe is like in Turin. Very hot, very sweet, and very Nutella-y. What a nice round-off for the day. So, last day, left Turin this morning. Drove by Milano, and now it's off to up north to Switzerland. So I'm almost in the mountains again. Wow, so I am in Switzerland now, and it is drop dead gorgeous. I'll do a few real shots later on. I was in Como, and then I could have gone to, I was already past Milano. I could have turned into Austria, and I was thinking, yeah, Austria, Switzerland, let's take Switzerland. And then I had to pay a vignette. So this is a sticker so that you can use the highways for 40 euros. I thought I should have taken Austria. But I must say, the roads here are impeccable, and the views are just stunning. So it's worth the 40 euros. Just amazing. So there's two ways you can tell that you're in Switzerland. That's the one way. Well, actually three ways. So there are the Alps, obviously. And then there is a coffee machine where you can get a cup of coffee for 5 euros. So I'll go thirsty. And then there is this sign. Amtsverbot. This is a sort of a no parking sign, and it says on any territories in the Raststätte Tuis, in the rest place Tuis, there is no parking of any vehicles of any kind, and no more than 4 hours if it is in an actual parking zone. And you're not allowed to sell anything or offer any services, or you're not allowed to beg, you're not allowed to loiter, you're not allowed to put placards anywhere, and you are not allowed to distribute flyers. You are not allowed to throw anything away, and so on and so on. Now that's the most detailed no parking sign I've ever seen. That's how you know you're in Switzerland. Well, this is it. I'm home now. Just arrived this second. I will share my favorite spot and my favorite bench. My house is just 200 meters up the hill, but before I got home I wanted to share sort of the last little clip with you and my favorite hangout here. So here is little Simmy with all the dust of 7,500 kilometers of traveling. And this is my favorite bench. I sit often when I have a free day. I make a little breakfast tour of maybe 20 minutes, and then I'll sit on this bench and contemplate things. So this is the Danube. This is Europe's most important river. It's comparable to the Mississippi in the United States. And the Romans ever only came to ride this waterline. This is the most northern point of the Danube in Europe. And the Danube flows all through Germany and then through Croatia and Bulgaria and ends up in the Black Sea. And this is as far as the Romans ever got. Right over the river, what you see there is this startup of Regensburg, and that was a free city, Castra Regina, and the Celtics were clobbered right until this river, and over there was then the territory or the area of the Germanen, or the actual Germans, and coming from north, of course, that was their land. So this river was a big dividing line. This is where the Roman Empire ended, right on this spot, so to say, because this is the most northern point. And there's my bench. So, and one more interesting technical issue. As you know, Germany is the land of no speed limits, but that's for only 70% of the Autobahn. 30% has some limitations because of jams and this and that and the other. And so in every country I pushed my average button, sort of average speed while driving, to see which country is actually the fastest. And you might remember a few videos ago I pointed out in France that it was 128 for all morning for 2 tankfuls, the average speed, including surrounding the cities, and including all construction zones and so on. And that was the fastest ever. And look at the land of no speed limits. My average, I pushed it right at the border when I entered Germany, and over the last 300 and something kilometers, my average is only 108. And that is remarkable. As you remember, the average speed in Germany going towards France, I managed 115. But that shows you, gives you a bit of a reference why 128 was such an incredible average speed. So interesting. So this concludes the series of this travel. I'm sitting on this bench, and it was an exhausting trip, and disappointing that I did get to Africa, but really not into Africa. So as you know, the borders were closed when I was on African continent. I couldn't get across the border there because of COVID. This is the second time this all happened. Last year, if you remember, I made it to the shores of Sicily and I could smell Africa. And again, there was no ferry into Africa. So for the rest of the summer, as you know, Germany is the country of near unlimited paid holidays. I might go with my wife Riva to the North Cap still in August. And that would have brought me then this year from close to the equator all the way to the most northern point that you can ever drive. And most northern point in Europe, that is, and that's all very close to the North Pole. So that might be in store for that, and I thank you for watching this series. And I hope you too have still a nice rest of the summer. Over and out. Oh yeah, and one very last thing. I had told my wife this morning I'd be home by 7 when I was still in Italy before Switzerland, and it is now 18:59. So like a good church musician, I should make it in time.